Welcome to the 2350 effect.
All right, everybody. Thanks for the time and the long intro. Hello, people. Welcome to the 2350 Effect. This the network is the cause and this the effect. So we like to welcome you. I am Damian Kinsey, the co-creator of the 2350 Effect, the 2350 Network, the Virtual Wellness Experience, formerly the Virtual Wellness Summit, as you saw, which is the Virtual Wellness Experience, which is coming up in March 21st and 22nd, which is a Friday and a Saturday. It's a 2 day summit experience event that is going on, and I am always joined and humbled and joined by my fantastic co-host, partner, collaborator, friend, Dr. Tanya Farron. Dr. Farron, introduce yourself, let people know who you are and all the things that you do. So wonderful.
Oh my gosh, thank you for such a nice introduction. Friend is my favorite title that you gave me. So I absolutely love that. Thank you so much. I am Tanya Farron, and I'm looking at my title, and we'll talk to you about that in Laugh, Call, or Text. Looks like I can't spell very well, or actually don't know the difference between my capital or lowercase letters, but that's okay. So I am the co-host of this great show with Damian, as well as all of those events that he shared and the network. I also own Creative Living Ideas, and am a mom and a wife and an educator. So lots of different hats to wear, but love every one of them. And happy to talk to you all tonight about, are you controlling social media, or is it controlling you? So we'll see. As we're streaming live on multiple social media platforms, I thought this would be a perfect topic for us. What do you think, Damian?
Yes, I think this is the perfect topic to talk about. We do have to always look at those situations to see if we are doing what we say we're doing. Is social media controlling us, or are we controlling our social media? We do have our own pages. Everyone has access to the page that they have. But sometimes people get people who can actually work on their page. They're blessed and happy to have individuals who do that. But is social media controlling you, or you controlling your social media? It's definitely a conversation that we always want to have in the discussion. But those people out there, thank you for joining us, Jessica. Thank you for joining us, Christy. Thank you for joining us, Crystal. Thank you for joining us, Leslie, Ali, Nicole, Nick. Thanks for joining us. And those people out there who are silently out there on YouTube, who's also on Facebook and LinkedIn, please put your name in there and let us know where you're from. And also repost this, and also share out to people who feel benefit from this conversation, because we are going to definitely have an active, creative conversation. And as always, if you have been part of the 2350 effect, thank you for always joining us. And we always start with we always start with a laugh or call or text. Laugh, call, text is that thing in the last 7 days that made you either laugh, call, or text somebody. Dr. Farron, I know you have about 4 things that made you laugh, call, or text somebody. What are some of the things?
Well, it made me laugh, call, or text you. You are my laugh, call, or text tonight. I don't know, y'all. Damien was playing some tricks on me today. No, I don't know. It could have just been the social media. I could not find the link to come to tonight's show, and I'm calling him, and I'm texting him, and I'm messaging him on LinkedIn, and I was in a slight panic. Hence thank you for fixing my name. I was typing my name in as fast as I could to get in here. But yeah, so Damien was my laugh, call, or text tonight.
Nice. I like that. Thank you. And see, as soon as you said friend, that's what friends do. We help each other while you're talking. I can just go in and fix the name. That's the great part about collaborating and having 2 people on co-hosting.
Totally.
One person can pick up on another person can help in another place. And that is definitely our laugh, call, text. It's the same thing for me. You know, you reached out to me with the link not being there, and it was like 6-7 minutes left. And you know, reaching out, and I think you called me too. But I reached out, I looked on it, I got the link, and I probably didn't put it in the send it to you. So I apologize for that. That is our laugh, call, text, and that's the great part about doing this for this long, that we're able to pick up and, you know, roll with the punches and move forward.
Absolutely.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah, hi to everybody in there. If you guys want to drop in, what was your laugh, call, or text this week? We love having your interaction in our conversations as well. You know, you're part of our community, and we want to know what made you laugh. What kind of calls did you make this week? Or did you get some kind of text or something that, you know, maybe made you laugh, warmed your heart, something like that? So share that with us in the comments section.
All right. So do you want to get into the topic?
I do.
All right.
I do. You want to go first?
Sure. I'm happy to go first. So I do want to start with this first so everybody can get involved. What do you think about when someone asks you the question, are you controlling your social media, or is your social media controlling you? Those people out there in the comment section, let us know. Matter of fact, I'm going to rephrase that one. Is your social media controlling you, or are you controlling your social media? Give me a response. Let me know. Yes, I control my social media. No, my social media is controlling me. Put that out there. All right.
I love that. And it, you know, it really is. It's such a great topic, and we've touched on it kind of before, but I wanted us to go back into it because, you know, we are in the midst of getting really ready for the virtual wellness experience. So the social media, all of the content has been being exposed. It's everywhere, which makes it great. But I want to just share something. I have 2 phones, right? I have a work phone and I have a personal phone. And, you know, I know we're going to get into strategies and that sort of thing, but this phone, the social media controls me on, because I allow all the notifications to happen on this phone. Because if I'm working with this phone during the day or, you know, the weekends, then that's when I want to see anything that's happening. This one stays at home when I go out. This one goes with me. And so I would say I'm a 50-50, depending on what I bring along with me. You know what I mean? And so I have a lot of kind of thoughts about this, about social media controlling us, or are we controlling it? What do you think?
Hey, I'm still on laugh, call, text. See it. So put a dash next and put your name so we can definitely know who you are. I think that's really true for most of us. I think it depends on the situation. You can be really skilled at controlling your social media, or you can be in a situation at times where social media is controlling you. I'm gonna give you. No, I'll hold that one.
Okay, you're going to save that example for
Yeah, I'm
later.
definitely going to
Gotcha.
save that one. That is,
Gotcha. I love there's a lot of people who are very confident that they are in charge of their own social. They are controlling their social media. They're controlling it in this audience. I love it. Oh, very firm, Leslie. I am in control. Absolutely. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love that. Oh, Ollie. Nice. Very nice. Okay, that is pretty funny on laugh caller text, right? You know, when you kind of have that panic moment and you think something's not right, and then it was, something's broken and oh, it just wasn't charged, or I didn't have the plug in all the way. Oh gosh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, Damien.
no, some people say it depends on the situation and the person. Hey, Linda, how are you? Thanks for supporting and showing up again. Yeah, it totally depends on the situation and person. There's a lot of things that go on in your day to day life, how you utilizing it. Is your social media on your phone? Some people have these apps where they just go off at a certain time and they disconnect from it. Some people take vacations from social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, taking a vacation from work, going on vacation, and they do those things. And sometimes, you know what? If you're Here's another question I'm going to ask. If your job is social media, is it controlling you or not?
Like if your real career is in social
If
media,
that is your
like
career,
you work for LinkedIn, you work for TikTok, you work for Facebook, you work for X, right?
or you work for somebody as a social media marketer,
Right. Or okay.
or
Yeah.
publicist, or is
Mhm.
that really controlling you, or are you controlling it?
Exactly. I mean, it can go either way, right? And I think a lot of times I think people definitely say, oh, it's definitely not. But then I think we have our moments, right, where we let other things sort of take over, which brings me into that 2350 effect, right? And we're going
Yeah.
to talk a little bit more about that. Like if you have a bad moment on social media or you're seeing something that you don't align with, how do you handle that? Do you let it ruin the rest of your day or do you move on from it? So I think it's super important to really look at this whole picture, as social media, in my opinion, is good. Here we are. This is how we met,
Yes.
you
And
know?
yeah. And speaking of like social media and pictures, this picture right here on the bottom of the screen under Dr. Farron is the Helpful Living magazine, social media from the summit. It's from either, I think is that the Virtual Wellness Summit one?
That was the first virtual wellness summit. Yes,
Yeah, so
magazine. Yeah.
that's the digital magazine for the Virtual Wellness Summit, and you also can get that information on creative living ideas as well. So that is definitely something that we collaborated on. How do you you go from meeting somebody on a digital space just like this? So we met each other
Right.
on a digital space, we connected, built a relationship, and it continued to expand from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of social media,
Right.
going from us being in control of social media to it has been the foundation of our relationship. So it's kind of controlling
Right.
us at this point in our relationship because we do this live almost every Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And, thinking about other people who have built relationships with people, like early in your friendship, relationship, collaboration time with another business professional or person you're aligned with whatever beliefs or, that you're working with, you don't usually exchange phone numbers and addresses and all of those things right away, right? You exchange your handle, and so you may want to see, did they respond to what I asked them? Or you might be having a conversation in that, so that platform has been a basis to build a relationship, basically. And you may be more apt to go in and check it more readily, right? To see if that relationship is growing or if your business is growing or the collaboration is happening, right?
Yes. And those people out there who haven't clicked on the 2350 network LinkedIn page, please do so. Follow us, connect with us. We have so many things going on too, and that is also part of relationship building as well. Those opportunities to build those healthy relationships and connect with people. And we have so many other people on the network that we always want to highlight on those things. And have you taken a break from social media recently?
Well, I have to say, I take a break every day. I really do. I mean, I give myself my hours, and we'll get into some of those strategies, but I do give myself time on it. I give myself time off of it every single day. Absolutely. I know you do. I don't even have to ask you that question, but the audience might want to know.
Yes. Those people out there, I get a lot of messages and invites. I know I used to be able to go to a lot of things. I can't go to them as much as possible because of my work schedule as well. Social media I've built so many great relationships, and they've been such a positive environment for me. And I have had to slow down because of it. And it makes me think about social media. It can have a positive effect on you. It also can have a negative effect on you, your mental health, your physical health. It can create anxiety and so many other things, stress, low self-esteem at times, and things arise. What are your thoughts about the negative aspect of being on social media? Because it has been so positive for you and I've had so many great experiences on social media.
Right. And I always initially go into our younger generation of people because they were definitely raised on that. And I think that it can be very devastating. And there's studies everywhere about this, but anywhere that you can find it. But I think that's definitely an issue that we have. But I think for anyone, it depends on, gosh, that's just a lot to unpack. So I'm trying to unpack it the right way in my brain here. So, a lot of people can have negative emotions or feelings if their posts aren't liked, or if they aren't, traveling well, or if, they, see something that they don't agree with, or, have a banter in a chat with someone. Like, those are things that can be harmful, but also social media can also be harmful because there's an image, right, that people portray. And I talked about this one time. I was doing an audio room on parenting, and I said, I don't look at the picture of me in the red shirt, because that was like hair, makeup, photographer. Like, that was definitely staged. And, don't look like that all the time. I mean, I had a meeting this morning and literally pretty much rolled out of bed for it and, got started. But so many people take those one small image of whether it's a portrait of a family or a person or a statement that they say, or 30 seconds of what they videoed and posted, that their whole life is like that. And that can definitely bring some anxiety to people and depression as they're looking like, oh, I'm not there, or I didn't do that, which, that brings in, fear of missing out, right? Which breeds anxiety and depression in people, or they get a new bauble or a new bracelet and they want to show it off, right? Which is great. And most of the time they're showing something, but some people may internalize that differently, And so I think that's when that social media can be difficult to do. Or if you're following a particular person and their journey of life, that can be addictive, to go and continually watch, see what happens next. So finding ways to be able to really separate the real from the social media presence is really important, I think. And taking that time and really having that talk with yourself. Self, is this real? How much of this do I think is real? Is this all of the time, or is this some of the time?
I agree. I think that was a really great point, because we do get lost sometimes in thinking that someone else's journey is our journey. Right. That someone, like, say for instance, someone getting into a specific career path, we're on the same timeline as them. Like, we're not on the same timeline as everybody else. We're on our own timeline. well, if you get there at 19, you get there at 20, you get there whatever age there is, you get there. And when you're there, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we get lost in the fact that this person, Leslie Flowers always talks about the hours she has spent into coaching and putting into her particular coaching program. But someone looking at Leslie Flowers and meeting her today would probably think that, you know what, she's always been at that point. But she
Mm-hmm.
hasn't. She has put the time in, put the years of over 16 years of, doing the same work consistently. And you have to always be mindful of those things when we're looking on social media and we're scrolling that, you know what, people do have work experience. They do have a history. They do have hours put into learning their craft. The times when they made mistakes, we didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
When they were struggling to find their own style of leadership, their own style of I went to a game it was a game or a concert. I went to a game in a concert and I saw two ladies taking a picture of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and they were taking a picture and they were using the other phone as light to use lighting to make the picture come out.
Right.
And the person my family was with me, and they were like, it was one time. The second time we knew what it was. They were like, so why did you do that? And she was explaining that that's how the light comes out in the glare to make the picture full in the dark. That is somebody who's had experience in taking photos and pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And we look at those pictures online and be like, all right, this person is photogenic. And in reality, they probably took about 70 pictures or 30 pictures to put that one picture online. So we have to be mindful of those things when we're looking at people's journey. And it could weigh on us as far as us grading ourselves against somebody else.
Absolutely. And LinkedIn user, I'm not certain who that is, but Jessica?
Yes.
Thank you, Jessica. Great comment. Can we highlight on here, business owners posting about new and exciting things while job seekers are struggling? Absolutely, right? So oftentimes, if we're looking for something else or in the same field and, following that, I think that is, a really good point to bring up. That might be hard for some people. Absolutely. But I also always feel like, if you're on and you are looking for something, even in the job field like that, start networking with some people and find out what skills do you need to gain to get to that level. And so that's a whole other show, but definitely use that if you're feeling that way of inner self check. What is this? Why is this making me feel this way? What should I do about it? What are some next steps? Turn my phone off, maybe. I don't know. But it really does. There are professional moments. And when you think about media, right? Media started with magazines, newspapers, right? That's media. And a long time ago, if you saw models and things like that in magazines, you're looking at people that have had thousands of photographs before they picked the one that was perfect for imagery. But now the hard part is we're not just looking at these 5 models in a magazine. We're seeing all of our friends on social media, whether it be on Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube or, Facebook. And, we pick those shots, those images that look the best. No one rarely posts the sad moment, the moment when they're in their pajamas in their bathrobe with a bag of Cheetos in their lap and they're, drinking from the 2-liter bottle of soda, right?
I know some people who do all those things and they're really great at social media.
But I'm saying they don't always portray themselves in that.
Yeah.
In that light is my point. There's lots of us that enjoy that moment. I mean, today I was on the beach with some cheese balls at a dog beach. It was amazing. And I did not have my face on or any of that, So, but I didn't post that on social media, right?
No, I get it. I totally get it.
I love it. So let's talk about that fear of missing out, right? FOMO is real.
Yes.
FOMO is really, really real for a lot of people to be able to say, gosh, I wish I was there, or, I'm missing this or that. Maybe you're sick at home, and an event is happening and you're seeing it. But that's the cool thing about these lives, right? You can be anywhere really and join us, join others.
Yeah, I think it's great because you can take the show on the road. Like, you can scroll on your phone and look at it, have these conversations, check in. And when you put these comments in, it's contributed to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a part of it, even though we're hosting it. You're also the co-host of the co-host.
Right.
The people in the comment are the third co-host, and those things are so important. And those are those opportunities where social media expands, and you build those relationships. You start controlling your environment. You get to interact with people who are like-minded, who are curious about, and you want to build relationships with. And it goes from, you probably just going through the feed and looking through it, and you might feel like it's controlling you because time is going by. And then you start interacting, building relationships, having conversations with people. People start building businesses together. People interact, people build friendships, and then it goes from that to, now I'm controlling the environment. I control who's in my space, who I feel passionate about, who I feel good about. So many great people I've met on this platform, and I
Yes.
know you have too, Dr. Farron, as well.
Yes, absolutely. I'm really sorry to hear that, Ollie. I really am. There is not, and I think that fear of missing out, a very cool thing that social media allows. So like, as we're connected, I know Damien, you are as well, with people around the world. When we're posting or hosting something and it's nighttime, the nice thing for them to be able to replay or to rewatch something and then maybe connect with you afterwards, or thoughts, or I love that piece about social media, being able to have that and continue that connection. Because I would oftentimes, when people say to me, oh, I can't catch it, I'll be sleeping then. No worries. Like, there's no pressure for it, but catch the replay and, I hope you enjoy it, or let me know if you have any questions. And I think that's super important also, is to, not put that pressure of that missing out on, there's lots of ability with social media in a good way to keep people connected.
Yeah, and like Ali's in another country, so this is definitely a way for us to keep connected.
Yeah, I love it.
This is definitely the point where we take our brief 40-second break. 40-second break. But we do have a lot of stuff to unpack and have conversation about. We have tips. We have so many things about relationships, social media, and all those other things. And we just want to get a quick break, get a drink of water, and we'll be back. All right. Watch this 40-second clip. All right, and we're definitely back. Thank you for giving us that 40-second break. Get your cup of water, come back, and let's have this conversation. That is the virtual wellness experience. Again, like I said, it's a 2-day event. The 21st of March, the 22nd of March, Friday and Saturday. Tickets are available at creativelivingideas.com. It is on Zoom events. It is virtual. Reach out, Dr. Farron, or myself, if you want more information about it. It's a great opportunity to bring your team, your coworkers, and gift it to someone as a family member or something, and go from there. All right. What's
yeah,
next?
absolutely. And you can reach out to myself or Damien also, and any of our pages have ways to get it, or you can just message us and we can send you the link. We'd love for you to join us at the Virtual Wellness Experience. It's getting so close. Like, oh my gosh, as you're seeing also, if you're connected with me on LinkedIn, every day a new presenter is coming out, their flyers. So you're going to be able to see what their topic is, who the presenter is. So it's really exciting. I'm very excited about that. So that's coming out every day. Also, if you go to Creative Living Ideas, you can sign up for the newsletter and you'll be able to be connected to any event that we host. And all of that. We also have a YouTube channel. I recommend that you check that out as well. I'll drop that in the link, or I'll drop the link to that in the comment section so you guys can join that as well. You don't miss a single live. Subscribe to the channel. It costs nothing. And you might want to hit the bell to receive a notification. Depends on how much social media is controlling you or not. But anyway, that'll be awesome if you can do all of that. We'd love that.
All right. Thank you for that, Dr. Farron.
Mm-hmm.
And we are definitely back with our conversations. Are you controlling your social media, or is social media controlling you? Where do you want to go next?
Well, I really want to talk about, I know we can talk more about relationships, but I feel like we've talked a lot about relationships. I really want to talk about these algorithms. So a lot of us that are in here, right? We are definitely, we're watching this, we are on social media. So that is letting me believe that you are either actively watching, or maybe you have a business, you're posting, things like that. But like, how do these algorithms and how do you impact these algorithms in what you are doing as a person on social media? Like, what are your beliefs in that? What are some things that you do? And let me just go a little deeper with this. One of the things that I probably do the most is probably go in and check my analytics. I am an analytics lover. And so I will go back in and I will check my analytics. I do use social media for business. I don't check my analytics on my personal things. I don't worry about that at all because I feel like anyway, it's going to get to whoever it needs to get to. But I like to look at my analytics of things, thinking that maybe there's a time of day if I posted it would be different, or maybe a topic that didn't resonate with people as much, or topics that do resonate with people more often. And so learning how to sort of utilize the algorithm to my advantage is something that I like to look at. I don't know that I have it figured out, but I definitely look at it. What do you think about that? Those algorithms and shaping the content user.
Well, I guess it's a lot of data, a lot of research, a lot of people in the department who will figure out this formula. I had someone who says it best like this. It's like, someone's making a pizza. Their recipe and how they make the pizza is how the algorithm is. Sprinkle a little cheese, you put some pasta on it, you make the dough, put it in the oven for a certain amount of time, and then how comes your interactions with people. I know a lot of people who do this. They change their format every so often. They say you call it purging every 3 months to make sure things change so they can have the right people in their algorithm. And, whatever works for you, and it's all about finding whatever's comfortable for you. The more you interact on social media, the more you'll find out what is working for you and what is not working for you. So it starts with trial and error.
Yeah.
Unless, like we said earlier, if that is someone's job, then social media is what they do.
Right. Yeah, I like to learn about that a little bit, and I wouldn't say that it's controlling me, but I would say that's a factor that I check a lot, especially on my YouTube channel for Ruby AI. I like to go in and look at that and see what videos were more appealing to people or more attractive to them, and figure out why. I'm learning a lot about titles, and how to capture that. So really just learning a lot about those pieces to be able to, reach a wider audience. I also don't think that it's a bad thing to want to reach a wider audience if you have a good message, right? So social media is a very positive way for people to go in and, gain information, especially positive things that could help them with their growth mindset, their, mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, whatever aspect like that they're looking for. And so I think that it can be really a positive thing. So going in and looking at those analytics and thinking like, I wonder how I can get this content to more people. How can I broaden my audience? And so I really did I just took a friend of mine, Heidi, she sent me a video from some friends about how to create your cover image, your thumbnail for your YouTube video, and, the most appealing way for people. So I spent some time doing that, how to make your titles a little shorter, how to, certain words to put at the beginning. So there's a lot of things to do to look at that, but I still don't feel like it's controlling me. It feels like I'm trying to control it. But I don't know if that's working. Does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense. It made me think about it. Like there was a point in time I definitely looked at it a lot, and I would spend my time looking at who's interacting with me from where,
Mm-hmm.
like who am I building relationships from where in different places and regions, because I did want to make sure I was building relationships with people locally in my where I grew up at, and then also internationally, down south, West Coast, Midwest, and
Yeah.
meeting new people, and that's important. And it was so important to me because I wanted to meet new people, new experiences,
Mm-hmm.
new things going on, and having those conversations with people who I wouldn't have spoken to under normal circumstances. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I love that Ollie said authenticity will outperform an algorithm. I do agree. I think people want to see your authentic self 150%. I do believe that, absolutely. And I think that definitely does. It goes a long way when people see that. Thank you for sharing that. I love all of these comments.
I like this.
Yeah.
Don't worry, people. I know I started commenting in the beginning. I'll catch up later and comment. Is for some reason it's telling me that the broadcaster, which is myself, has turned off my ability to comment on my own
It never lets me,
material.
when I run it, Damien, it never lets me comment in the
Really?
chat. Never. I cannot. I guess I can now, but when I'm running it, I cannot. No.
That is the first time ever that has ever happened to me.
Well, it has been a
See,
crazy
now
day.
the social media is controlling me. It's controlling my
That's,
ability to broadcast it and respond to people.
let's
But
just add this to the laugh column.
communication is so many other things. We can actually talk. So I see you, Ali. Jessica, I see you as well. Those people are out there. We do have about 20 something minutes, and we do have about 5 or 6 more topics to get to, give or take, on this particular topic. Send this out to some people who will actually benefit from this. Better late than never. Join us. And those people, let us know what are some of the things that you want to change about your social media interaction, whether it's you controlling your social media or is social media controlling you at a certain point.
Mhm.
So put that out there. Thanks, Christy.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love it. I love it. I love the analytics piece. I love the analytics for sure. What do you want to talk about now?
So I want to talk about, are you finding time on social media to have, you talked about authenticity, to have fun and laugh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, where do you find your source of fun and laughter on social media?
Personally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that question's for everybody.
Yeah.
Where do you
Everybody in
find
the
your-
audience, answer that question. I love it. Where do you find what is your source for fun and laughter on social media? And I think if you're really talking like really laughter, I would have to say like dog videos on TikTok. That would definitely be on, I'm on that side of TikTok. I want to see the silly dog at the beach or, something like that. The people who do funny little stories with their animals. I love that. That is my scroll through kind of guilty pleasure, just enjoying that sort of a thing. I also want to say that I feel like there are a lot of positivity sometimes in social media, especially on TikTok, about body positivity for women. And I think that can be a really positive place sometimes. But as far as that's kind of my laughter, enjoyment, family wise, right? I'm going to scroll through Facebook and see my friends and what did they do and whose birthday it is. And I love that sort of thing, being able to wish them a happy birthday, see where they went on vacation. Like, I love that. I love that connection with people. But I would have to say LinkedIn is like my favorite spot to go. I feel like I kind of can get a little of it all right there, especially with our network. Like our network comes together, we're laughing, we're telling stories, we're cheering each other on, we're talking about good things, we're supporting one another, we're getting to know each other's families. And I mean, it's been such a beautiful haven for us to for me, I should say, to just really connect with people on all of those levels. And Damien, I know you're not on a lot of social media. So let me ask you this. So you're not on any of the other social medias that I talked about.
That is a big no.
So what brought you to LinkedIn? And what do you get from LinkedIn?
So I got on LinkedIn because somebody who I supervised and mentored believes in what I was doing, working with kids and families, and said, "Hey, I know you always care about kids and families, but you have to get on a social media platform." And then he talked about LinkedIn. My page was there; it was dormant, and somebody else set the page up for me originally. And he said to me, "Hey, you have to get on social media." So he mentored me on social media. Then he connected me with a friend of his who became is a real great friend of mine to this day. And she mentored me on social media as well. She actually did the Work-Life Balance Summit, Tiara Swain. And that's how I got on social media. And then I started building connections and getting resources for the kids and families and organization that I worked with in the past. So now I build all these relationships with people and individuals. It's been a fun ride and I love it. And it's a great place to have fun because I get to connect with people who I wouldn't have connected with in no, under regular circumstances. I get to connect with so many great people in the 2350 network. We have 3 or 4 different workshops that we have a month. And to be able to sit with this pool of knowledge and people with wealth of knowledge and experience and have conversations and talk about leadership, talk about, learning from them through learning stuff. Social interaction is amazing and fun. So those opportunities are so great, and I've built so many friendships that I feel like will be lifelong friendships from that. So that's how I got on social media. That's where I'm at, and I do these lives and these conversations with you because of that, because we have common interests, and it's fun. Like we said, when it becomes a chore, let's stop doing it. It's not a chore.
That's right. That's right. It's true. We always said, Damien and I have said, as long as this stays fun, we're going to keep doing it. Once it becomes a chore, we're not doing it anymore. And we are having a blast together. So I love this. Yes, Linda, there are some great reels on Instagram. 100% agree with that. And you are right. The DJs on TikTok, I know you don't know this, Damien, but they'll just play great music and they have good lighting going. And you can just sit there and just listen to them and you'll find a DJ that kind of aligns with your style of music, and it's pretty amazing. You can watch people perform. I mean, there's a lot of really positive things that you can find out there. I love that. Cat videos. Christy's, she's a cat lover. Definitely love that. And then Ollie, I do agree. I have jumped into Margaret Martinez's jam sessions from time to time, and they're great. They're really just a nice, positive, environment for anyone to be a part of. So thank you everyone for sharing some of your suggestions and things that you find on social media that are fun, make you laugh. I mean, it is definitely here to stay. I don't think
Oh
it's
yeah,
going.
Noni used to do one as well. I think she still does it. It's 12 o'clock on Fridays a.m. So thanks you reminded me of that, Ali. And that's the beauty of these lives, and especially when it was the audio room. Yeah, hint hint, bring audio rooms back. There was so many fun different things that people were doing that was unique. Stand up comedy. I've seen somebody do stand up comedy. Um, the white the blanket statements. It's so many things that go on meditation, breathing with Brenda Lee's. There's so many things that go on social media that you can have fun and have these interactive activities. And to answer your question about funny, I like Sports Talk Radio. It's a lot of funny stuff on there. Sports Talk podcast. There's funny stuff, conversations, how people are having them, and it's so many funny things where I get the source from, and I can get that from YouTube as well.
Yes, those are great points. Absolutely. I was thinking there was something else that's cute. The jam sessions are fun. There's just a lot. There's a lot of positive things that you can check out for sure. Mm-hmm.
And thank you again, everybody, for showing up. We're not done, but we appreciate you showing up. I know some people are watching the All-Star game right now, but thank you so much for showing up on a Sunday for 2350 Effect with myself and Dr. Farron. And this has been a conversation that we're talking about. Are you controlling your social media, or is social media controlling you?
Absolutely. So let's get into some things as we're wrapping up here in the end of some really like why it's important to take some regular breaks from social media. I just think, do you ever take a break, Damien, from social media?
I have. You can definitely count my time in the last several months slowing down on social media as a semi break, because I've been on it a lot, and I think it's good to actually take a break and find new interests, new information, and also do different things, because it's versatility, fun, opportunity, and also expanding yourself is always great, because if you're not growing, you're not moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know that saying is a little bit different, but I'm not going there.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I totally know what you mean. And I'm sitting here thinking like, a lot of us use social media, including LinkedIn, for our businesses, right? And for connections. And so, checking in every day. I check in with my family every day, my kids, my girls, my husband, obviously. But, so to me, it's my LinkedIn family, I check in with them every day too. I do check LinkedIn probably 3 or 4 times throughout a day. I'll check it in the morning. That's when I do a lot of work. You'll see a lot of comments or things, and I go about my day. And then I might check it at lunchtime. I might check it at the end of the day, and then through the evenings. But definitely, going through and taking some time and taking some regular breaks from it. I have taken like larger chunks of time away from social media, away from doing lives. Damien, you and we've taken big breaks apart from doing this show. We're just getting back into the swing of doing a weekly one again. And so it's really refreshing to do also. It's really good for your mind. It brings you back energized. It's like going on vacation sometimes, taking a little break, you get energized, you get new thoughts, you get, kind of can step back and see, how do I want to restructure this, or how do I want to reorganize this? So it gives you a little bit of a break from that. I think that is so important. And I think doing that digital detox is important. Whether that's you're leaving the work phone at home, You know, the one, which is why I don't answer sometimes for 5 or 6 hours, people, this phone stays at home. And, you know, the other one goes out personally with me. And so I think those types of things are important. This is a definite Sunday detox for me sometimes. Sometimes I just won't wear my Apple Watch. I've always told people, this is my hardest thing to detox from. I'm always checking my steps. I'm looking at texts that are coming through. That is a piece that I definitely detox from. Do you ever go anywhere without your phone, Damien?
No.
Have you ever taken a walk without your phone?
Yes.
How did that feel? Be honest.
It was fun. That's when I wasn't in an on-call position. So that's
Well, that's different, right? Yes.
Yeah.
An on-call position.
Yeah. So it's go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
So yeah, it's definitely fine. Like I don't. It's good. It's good and bad because I grew up not really needing a phone. So I grew up in an era before the phone was like we talk about what's more important like to you. Would you rather lose your wallet or your phone? I grew up where the phone was, to the wall. It was on the wall, or it was, and I can understand. I know where to find a phone if I really need to. I know people. I know people's telephone numbers who I need to reach out to. There are some people out there, and put a laugh out loud. If you out there, you watch this on replay. If you know people who don't know anyone's telephone number, or yourself, you are a person who doesn't know anyone's telephone number. So I am fine and I'm good. I know how to find a phone and to talk to somebody. So I was fine when I walked out. And that was during those times when I used to take those walks in the morning. And I used to do my own 3-mile walks.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wouldn't take a phone. Sometimes I would, because I would listen to sports talk radio on my phone. So it's always good. So for that, tomorrow, I'll probably go for a quick walk, a very quick walk.
Okay, good. Glad you're going to get your walk in. No, I have taken my walk. It's crazy. Like you think of things like, oh my gosh, what if I hurt myself on this walk? How would I get in touch with somebody? Or we did that all these years, right? This rotary phone, right? Attached to the wall. I mean, yeah.
But grandmother had one, so I know exactly what that is. I didn't physically ever have one, so.
That is funny. That is funny. I love it. I love it. It is so funny. But you think, oh my gosh, can I? But I would go out, and when I was really active posting on TikTok, and I would go out and I'd be like, oh, this is a beautiful tree. I should video this or video this part of my walk. And it would be like, no, you're not doing it. But you know what I mean? Like it was so hard because you initially are like, oh, I could video this or I could record this while I'm doing it. Or this would be a great background. And then you go, no, detox, put it away. So I leave it at home for that walk. It's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, kind of a thing.
Thank you for that question, because this is definitely funny to me, because like Jessica said, memorizing the telephone number is a skill now. It is.
Do you remember your old home phone number? I know the one when I lived with my parents. I know the first house that my husband and I had, the second house we had. But do I know my daughter's phone numbers? No.
I know at least probably, I got a good 15, 20 people. I know their telephone number by heart. So, definitely is a skill. Listen, tomorrow, in some places is a holiday. You're off. When people call you, ask them, do they know your telephone number? Do a quick blood survey and ask you, do they know your telephone number? Matter of fact, I'm going to do it as a LinkedIn poll.
That's funny. That is funny.
I'm telling you, people do not know people's telephone numbers.
Yeah.
They go, emergency contact. Like you go to the pool and you have to have emergency contact. See, look, Jessica knows her number from the 90s. See,
She's got her number from the 90s.
Jessica, I hope that number's off, so please don't call at all Jessica's number. That is not a number. Just don't do it.
Yes. Okay. So, and then I guess that's Jessica again. She didn't charge her phone, right? You walk with your music and you don't have your phone. And what are you going to listen to? And I know it is so funny. Well, I have a few tips though for phone, like, for disengaging. I love that. Everyone's going to be calling all of these numbers. This is hilarious. Well, so was that old time social media controlling us as we were waiting for that phone to ring? I don't know. That cute boy to call me, waiting for that phone to ring. Should we go into a couple of important things that we can do to kind of help with our mental wellness?
Yes.
With social media?
Yes. Besides joining the virtual wellness experience, yes, we can talk about something.
Okay. I just going to share a couple of things. I wrote a few things down that came to mind for me. One, that phone detox. Leave the phone at home. Go for a walk without it. Maybe put it in the other room. That's always good too. A lot of times when I'm working, because I'll see things come up on my phone, I'll go put my phone in the other room while I am working. Or if you're working on a project, cleaning out a closet, put it away. Those of you that are not my age, you will know it will be okay. You can call them back. It will be okay. And it's so funny, my mom still charges her phone, puts it in the kitchen. She doesn't have any phone next to her, but I'm like, that's fine. I don't hear mine anyway. The old saying was they'll come knock at your door if they need you, right? So put the phone in the other room, clean the closet out, focus on that one task. I think that's a good thing. Go outside more. So if you're having FOMO or you're having anxiety or negative thoughts around your social media being, go outside for a little while. Look at the trees and breathe in some nature. Just be still, pay attention to your surroundings. Do some type of physical activity. That's number 3. Go for a walk, do a little dance, turn on some music. If you're feeling like your social media has overwhelmed you, get out of the space, do something physical. I highly recommend you mute your notifications on everything that you have. Mute as many notifications as you possibly can, because that is also going to stop you from being like attached to that phone, to that social media. And then, pick times to check your social media. Think about how many times a day am I going to allow myself to check my social media. If you're doing it every hour, every 15 minutes, you might want to back off to just a little bit, like maybe once an hour, maybe once every 2 hours, like extend yourself to something like that. But give yourself some set times of when you're going to check your phone or be on social media, or how long you're going to scroll, like set a time. So put some timestamps around some of those things for yourself to kind of give yourself a good balance in life. We can't be constantly in our social media. Those are 5 of my tips. Phone detox, go outside, do a physical activity, mute your notifications, and set some times up when you're going to check social media.
I think those are great.
Thank you.
I have 2 more to add on to those topics, those great ones. Talk to somebody with a wealth of knowledge and wisdom and pick their brain. Spending time having those conversations, asking people in your family who you really admire and respect that know how to cook well, ask them about their recipes and how they cook them. Those are great ways to get a detox from social media. And another thing is, if you do journal, go back and read your journal and read your thoughts and see your progression as a person.
Love that. Absolutely love
Thank
that.
you.
Yes, that is a huge. I have done that before. Yes, great.
And those people who don't, who take pictures and they don't enjoy the moment and the experience, what you can do if you're with them is ask them about what they're seeing and what they saw in the picture. Chances are sometimes they took a picture and can't even remember what was in the picture or the video.
Yeah.
And that way you can have conversations and dialogues about remembering and paying attention and being present in the moment. I hope that's a helpful tip, Christy. Thanks for asking that question. Time flies.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Here we are at an hour. Holy moly. Such
Yeah.
fun. You know what time it is, right? You know what it's time for, right?
Yes, it's. Take it away, Dr. Farron.
All right. So I did use Ruby AI, my little tool, as I put in some things that I wanted to create a quote. So I created this quote with the help of my Ruby AI tool. Social media, used wisely, empowers individuals to connect, learn, inspire, and make a positive impact. Remember, the key word is when used wisely. So I'm going to drop that in the chat. I think I'm going to be able to put it in there. I don't know. I already dropped it in once. But it's also, it looks like it went to my socials. But I already dropped it into I'll drop it into the LinkedIn event as well.
Nice. I like that. And
Thank
it's definitely on the screen. And as always, my quote is don't let 5 or 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day. 2350 network. The network is the cause, and this is effective. Thank you for joining the 2350 effect. Tomorrow, I know Nicole is starting a new segment.
Yeah.
About the 2350 over 10. So join her as she goes, I believe, all week.
She does. And I have Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh.
I have Wellness Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday. So Wellness Wednesday, you'll meet 3 other presenters for the virtual wellness experience on Wednesday. So join me for that.
Yes, and that's definitely a good show. It's about 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I always end up at the end like, oh, it's over? And
like,
you can
no.
tell. You can tell it's fun. So
it is fun. We have a good time.
So with that said, everybody, those people who are having a holiday and time off, continue to enjoy your holiday, your time off. Thank you for supporting. And we are doing the virtual wellness experience from March 21st and 22nd. And here's the real.